snap. Narrated by Dante Mohammed. Chapter 4. An Attack. Lucy elbowed Jasper in the stomach, making him make this oof sound, and then she stomped on Aiden's foot right in front of her. "What is wrong with you?" Lucy growled lowly. "What is wrong with me?" Aiden rose to his feet and faced in front of Lucy. "What is wrong with you? What are you doing?" The flames danced in Lucy's eyes as an inferno raged inside of her. "What is wrong with me? What am I doing?" She scoffed and stepped towards her brother, pointing her finger in his chest. "How dare you? Where is your faith and trust in me? And my choices are just that. My choices. You don't see me over there protecting you from playing Guess My STDs, do you? No, because it's your life, Aiden, and your mistakes you can make, and your crabs you'll have to take care of later." She then looked past him at Justice. "And why are you so concerned about me?" She whipped her head back to look at Jasper, who was still glaring at Kyle. "Why are you watching me as if I'm some weak-hearted and fragile girl who needs protection?" She gritted her teeth together and pinned her icy gaze on her brother. "You guys wanted to go and mingle with the ladies, so why are you watching me? What? I can't talk to anyone else? I'm supposed to just sit down and stare at the campfire alone like I normally do, right? Or stay close to Mom and Dad's side, joining them in their political talks because you are out enjoying yourself." "Lucy, I didn't mean to," Aiden started. "What, Aiden? What didn't you mean? You didn't mean not to trust me? You didn't mean not to let me make my own decisions? Or you thought that your weak little sister was getting taken advantage of? Is that it?" Lucy raised her eyes, challenging her brother, who growled at her. She was provoking his alpha blood, and this was only going to end badly. "It's my job to look out for you," Aiden growled, baring his teeth slightly. "Oh, it is? That's what your job is. I guess Mom and Dad will be thrilled if you actually take on the responsibilities for a job," Lucy said in a condescending tone as she poked her finger into his chest. The party went silent and the yells of the prince and princess carried in the air. But Aiden surprised everyone. He lowered his shoulders and placed his hand on Lucy. "I'm sorry. I was wrong. I wasn't used to seeing someone else close to you." Lucy took a deep breath and lowered her hand down. She looked up at her brother sadly and frowned. "I'm sorry too. I didn't mean what I said. The truth is she and her brother rarely fought. They were more like best friends, so this was very uncharacteristic of them. It's just if you really think I have a choice, then let me make my choices. All of them." "You do have a choice, Lucy." Aiden looked over at Kyle with a low growl. "But find another one other than him. His reputation precedes him even here. We overheard the girls talking about him, so we were immediately alerted and watching his every move." Lucy giggled and tilted her head to the side, looking at her brother like he was crazy. "I know what type of person Kyle is. Do you really think I'm that naive? He tried to come on to me at first with his usual game." She looked over at Kyle, who gave her a sheepish grin. "But we got past that point real quick and he has been nice to talk to." He was getting ready to do more than just talk to you." Jasper glared at Kyle with daggers in his eyes. Lucy turned and looked at Jasper, but he was about to strike out again. "I was about to stop myself, except some puffed-up macho man decided to strip my honors away." Kyle chuckled. "I figured you would probably reject me again. That's okay. You deserve better than me. But I also think you deserve better than the vampire prince." His eyes lifted up to Jasper in a cold stare. "What do you even know about my prince? He is a great guy," Jasper growled lowly. "He might be a great guy, but it doesn't sound like he is being a good mate." Lucy watched as Jasper looked down at the ground angrily. She could see that he was struggling with himself on what to say. His eyes flashed back to Kyle with an intimidating glare. "You don't know anything!" He shook his head and pursed his lips together tightly. "He is really busy." He looked over and met with Lucy's eyes. "He is one of the best guys I know. He really is, Luce. You'll see." Aiden snorted through his nose and crossed his arms over his chest. "I still say she would be better off with you than him." Jasper looked up at Aiden with amusement and chuckled. "Taking the prince's mate would be a crime. You must want me dead." "I'm serious. Why can't the treaty work if you take Lucy?" "That is close to the same thing." Aiden shrugged and looked between Lucy and Jasper. Lucy looked at him mortified. It isn't the same thing. I am not the prince, Jasper shrugged. And let's not forget the fact that Jasper is like a brother to me. Lucy shook her head with exasperated eyes. How could her brother say something like that in front of Jasper? Not to mention she was not interested in Jasper in that way at all, and he wasn't interested in her that way either. I promise I will always be there for her though. You can rest easy knowing that I will be watching out for her. Jasper nudged Lucy playfully. I really need one of those child leashes for her. Then he started laughing. Get it though. You are a werewolf, so if I put a leash on you, it will be like you are my pet dog. Lucy watched Jasper laughing and looked back at Aiden. Really? Him? Aiden shook his head and grinned. We can only work with what we've got. Lucy looked at Jasper. Go ahead and put a leash on me, Jasper. Let's see how it turns out for you. Jasper grinned widely. See, that's why Lucy and I can't be mates. She isn't into bondage and the fun stuff. He winked at her and watched her roll her eyes. The thing is, Jasper, if there is going to be tying up involved, it won't be my arms being tied down. La 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 la. Don't need to hear about your closet dominatrix personality, Aiden said, holding his hands up to his ears. I wouldn't mind listening to it, Kyle said with a smirk which caused the three other men to glare at him again. Kyle chuckled. I guess I am not making friends here. He rose to his feet and winked over at Lucy. It was great getting to know you a little bit. Maybe I will see you around sometime. Lucy watched as he walked away and was immediately attacked by a horde of girls. They surrounded him and giggled up at him. It looks like you guys lost your harem. That's alright with me. I'm sticking by your side the rest of the night. Jasper patted Lucy's head and grinned down at her. Lucy swatted his hand away and listened to his chuckle. You three boys get. You're cramping my style. Jasper looked up at Aiden and Justice, giving them a small nod of acknowledgement. Go enjoy your party, Justice. Wait, I don't need watching over? Lucy said as Aiden and Justice chuckled while walking away. She looked up at Jasper, who grinned down at her. I came here to hang out with you anyways, and I'm not interested in any of the ladies. Are you spying on me for your prince? Lucy raised her eyebrows up at him and watched a crooked grin spread over his face. I wouldn't call it spying, and I won't tell you that he asked for me to check on you to see how you were doing. Jasper winked at Lucy, who looked at him in confusion. Derek asked for him to come and check on her? But he always acted like he couldn't be bothered with her lately. She remembered the change soon after he hit puberty. They used to play together all the time. Then when she was 10 and he was 15, he was different. Everything about him was different. His voice was now deeper, and he grew so much. And he started distancing himself from her. When her brother turned 15, he also went through growing changes. He shot up and filled out. His voice grew deeper, but his personality was still fun and goofy. She thought at first that Derek just didn't want to hang out with a 10-year-old, but that he would change as she aged as well. She was 19 now and he was 24. Yet, when they met up last, he was still fairly distant with her. Sure, he was considerate, but it was like he wasn't trying to be friends with her, or that he felt bothered having to be friends with her. She wanted to blame it on him being a vampire, except Jasper was never like that. So there was only one logical conclusion. He didn't want her. And yet now she hears that he was having Jasper check in on her, which made her wonder, are you always reporting back to Derek about me? Lucy could see the guilt in his eyes and her mouth drop. So are you legit, my friend? Or are you Derek's spy? Jasper chuckled. You aren't doubting my friendship, are you? Come on. I can hardly refuse my prince and the future king now, can I? That doesn't mean I am any less than your friend. I am both of your friends. He then smiled softly and looked at Lucy. He just likes to hear how you are doing and what you have been up to. Then why doesn't he ever ask me himself? Why doesn't he ever visit me? He stopped visiting me here when he was a kid, and at the same time, he acts like it is a chore to have lunch together with me when I visit. If he cares, then why doesn't he show it then? Lucy could see Jasper's eyes sadden as a frown formed on his lips. He has his reasons, Lucy, and that is all I can really say. Trust me, he is a great guy. Well, I guess all I can do is trust you on that since he doesn't talk with me. Lucy looked down at her feet and frowned. Jasper was certainly singing Derek's praises. At least Derek seemed to be good to Jasper, but she honestly did not really know who Derek was. I take it you have told him I have a very outgoing personality, right? I think I have used the term passionate personality, Jasper chuckled. Yes, I have told him how spirited you can be. I think your personality excited him. Lucy shook her head and laughed. Now I know you are lying. Derek doesn't get excited about anything. I think watching paint dry is his idea of a good time. She watched as Jasper threw his head back, laughing loudly. Jasper laughed so hard that tears formed in his eyes. I can't wait to tell him you said that. He wiped the tears at the corners of his eyes. An ear-piercing scream was heard near the pack house. Lucy's eyes widened and her feet moved on their own. Aiden was racing in front of her while Jasper was staying right at Lucy's side. When they got near the pack house, there was a large crowd surrounding a woman that was covered in blood. Lucy listened to the people murmuring and overheard one of the alphas talking. It's another one. Another attack just like before. They are becoming more frequent. Is it the vampires? Lucy felt a strong arm pull her tight into his side. She looked up to see Jasper staring angrily. She turned her head away slightly and towards Jasper to shield her face. The scene in front of them was almost stomach-churning even for someone used to blood and gore. Whatever had attacked the woman had been vicious in its assault. All right, everyone, back up. Lucy heard her father's commanding tone. She looked back to see her mother, Freya, examining the woman and the wounds. Freya looked back at Wyatt and shook her head slightly. We lost her. Great. So now she can't even tell us which bloodsucker attacked her, one of the alphas growled. Enough! Wyatt roared, quieting the murmuring voices instantly. We're going to get to the bottom of this. My queen and I will look over the body and determine the cause of these wounds. In the meantime, I think it is best to put the packs on alert. After years of peace, we seem to have an enemy emerging. Could be a disgruntled demon from the past. But until we know who our target is, it is best to be cautious. No one leave their pack territories by themselves, and double your guards on patrol. Lucy felt Jasper tighten his grip on her, pulling her deeper in his chest. His fun nature was gone, and he had the eyes of a killer. She could feel not only his tension but everyone's around them. She looked over at her parents, who were staring at one another quietly. They were having their own silent conversation about this. Jasper's parents, Jester and Irene, came closer to also examine the body. Lucy could tell by their eyes they were worried about the culprit. Lucy felt her breath being squeezed from her lungs. Did they suspect a vampire? Jasper walked a few steps forward, keeping Lucy tucked into his side. He looked at both of their parents. I think we should take Lucy with us now.